Hello guys, this is Rangu Kaushik and you are welcome on our platform. Today we are going to start first topic of geography, named origin of Earth. And when it comes to origin of Earth, the only thing that comes to our mind is Big Bang Theory. Okay? But before starting Big Bang Theory, I must ask you one thing. What is geography? You must have studied many definitions of geography, especially in NCERT. You must have studied something about geography. What is geography? But for UPSC exam and for geography perspective of geography disciplines also, I must tell you something that since till 1970s, geography was considered as study of Earth. Okay? But after that time, after 1970s, the focus of researchers or you can say scientists became more humanitarian. The approach was men should be at center. Any subject we study, any research is done, men should be at the center of that study. So geography also said that today geography is the study of Earth in relation to men. It means whatever we study, whatever we research in geography should be applicable for the welfare of men. And in our case, Indian citizens of India, because we are preparing for UPSC exam. ठीक है, यहाँ तक समझ आया? Let's proceed. Now we start origin of Earth. ठीक है? So when it comes to origin of Earth, I have told you already that Big Bang Theory is the most widely accepted theory, most prominent theory. ठीक है? But ऐसा नहीं है कि one day someone just woke up and realized there would have been a big bang blast, there would have been a blast and the universe was originated, then Earth originated. ऐसा नहीं हुआ. ठीक है? Instead, there were many earlier researchers who gave different theories about the origin of Earth. Some theories were correct, or we cannot say correct, but less incorrect. ठीक है? In fact, every religious text, every religion describes about the origin of Earth in their own way. ठीक है? In fact, there is कहते हैं ना कि there is क्या बोलते हैं, Big Bang Theory has also been described in our Vedas to some extent. Similar approach has been described in Vedas. It is said. ठीक है? But when it comes to origin of Earth and theories related to origin of Earth, we did not reach to Big Bang Theory directly. There were many theories earlier, which helped us to develop Big Bang Theory. ठीक है? In development of Big Bang Theory. So in those theory, most prominent one was Kant's gaseous hypothesis. Kant, you must be knowing about Kant since you are studying for UPSC exam. ठीक है? तो you must know Kant. There is we can say there is contribution of Kant in almost every field. In polity we also study Kant. In ethics we also study Kant. ठीक है? Geography में तो we are studying Kant. So Kant gave a hypothesis called gaseous hypothesis. What was the name of that hypothesis? Gaseous hypothesis. There were many theories earlier also, but those theories were not that important. ठीक है? Kant's gaseous theory was first prominent theory. ठीक है? Which described it in organized manner or tried to describe it in a properly organized manner. ठीक है? So Kant's gaseous hypothesis based on a concept that earlier there was a cloud of dust and gases. Dust and gases. ठीक है? And he called this cloud as nebula. Nebula was the name of that cloud. ठीक है? Nebula. Nebula. I must tell you, you do not get any direct questions from this topic. Prelims or mains. ठीक है? You don't get many questions from this topic, but This topic is very important because without understanding this topic, मतलब origin of earth, you cannot understand structure of earth. Without understanding the structure of earth, you cannot understand continental rift or plate tectonics. You cannot understand earth movements. You cannot understand convectional current theory. You cannot understand earthquake. You cannot understand disaster management. If you don't understand earthquake, how would you understand disaster management? ठीक है? So what I'm trying to say here is, whatever you are studying or you are taught in physical geography is directly related to other topics of geography, like human geography, economic geography. You don't understand climate in physical geography. How are you going to understand monsoon in Indian geography? And if you don't understand monsoon, how are you going to understand Indian economy? There are economic aspects of monsoon, economic impacts of monsoon, negative also and positive also. है ना? So how are you going to understand that? First thing. Second thing is, in geography, every topic is interconnected. If you skip one topic, if you skip today's class, or you fail to understand today's class, you will not understand or you will have difficulty in understanding next classes. ठीक है? तो इसलिए बोलते हैं प्लीज कॉन्सेंट्रेट इन द क्लास. ठीक है? तो व्हाट हैपेंड? Kant said there was a nebula in, ठीक है? In this nebula there were dust particles. ठीक है? अब those dust particles were not static. They might be moving. So when they move, sometimes they reach close to each other. ठीक है? And when they are close to each other, gravitational force starts working, because we know two celestial objects exert on each other gravitational pull because of their mass or weight. We know that. ठीक है? Clear हुआ? So when they exert gravitational, they will start attracting each other. So there might be a collision. So because of that collision, their movement also paced up and temperature also increased. And this collision started, there were other collisions also. Suppose two particles collided. They collided, then bounced back. Then we will get collided with other particles. So a chain started. They kept colliding. And they kept colliding until they started moving in one direction around the axis of this circular disk of nebula. This circular disk. In this direction. This is what Kant said. So now we have a nebula which became a rotating disk of gases and dust. ठीक है? अभी तक कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होनी चाहिए. वेरी सिंपल. अभी तक कुछ भी ऐसा मैंने कंसेप्चुअल नहीं बताया है which you feel which can be difficult to understand. Now the disk is rotating. ठीक है? Differentiation occurred. What is differentiation? Differentiation is the heavy material went to the core. And the comparatively lighter material stayed at the edges, outer surface. This differentiation you will study properly. We will discuss in convectional current theory. ठीक है? And this differentiation is also responsible for the structure of the earth, interior of the earth. The structure of interior of the earth. We have crust, mantle, core. Why crust is solid, then mantle is liquid, then core is again liquid and solid? Why? We will study later. But remember about the process of differentiation. And what is the process of differentiation? The heavy material sinks to the core, and the comparatively lighter material stayed at the outer area of the ring or the celestial object. ठीक है? So there was a lighter material at the edges. It is still rotating. Its speed is increasing. Centrifugal force exceeded centripetal force. Basic concepts है. So a ring was separated. a ring was separated which was of lighter material. मैंने बताया ना अभी, I just told you that lighter material was at the edges. ठीक है, तो I just told you the heavy material concentrated at the center and the lighter material, comparative lighter material, stayed at the outer surface. So when centrifugal force overcame centripetal force, one ring was separated and that ring was made of the lighter material, lightest material present in that disk. ठीक है, तो after some time that ring contracted, condensed and became a planet. ठीक है, but this process is still going on. It is still rotating. So one more ring separated, another, and the process kept going on and 9 rings were separated. And remember, here the lightest material were present. As we reached towards the core, the matter became denser. So the first planet made, or the farthest planet made, was of very light material, lightest material. Then again was comparatively denser. Again it was comparatively denser, and the starting की 4 planets, which we call Jovian planets, are of very dense, are very dense. ठीक है, are made up of very dense material. ठीक है, clear हुआ? तो up to some extent Kant was able to explain the formation of planets. ठीक है, how they were separated from that disk. अच्छा, the core which had the heaviest material, it became our sun, which he called protosun. Protosun means young sun, because at that time sun would have been young. It has just formed. ठीक है, इसका भी अभी origin ही हुआ है. Okay, clear हुआ? तो to some extent Kant was able to explain the origin of not only Earth but origin of all 9 planets. He said 9 rings were separated one by one. Why their density increases from last planet to the first planet towards the sun. He was also able to, he tried to explain this also. ठीक है, and sun का formation he also explained. Formation of how was sun formed. ठीक है, यहां तक क्लियर हुआ? अब क्या हुआ? After some time, research was done, but there were many questions raised by other scientists or researchers. Why they started rotating? How the temperature increased so much? Why did the velocity kept increasing? There were many questions, and there were many theories also. Improvement on this theories were also given. Some improved Kant's hypothesis were also given. Some other theories were also given. But the next prominent theory which we have to study was given by Laplace. Laplace's nebular hypothesis. It was more or less Kant's hypothesis. Whatever Kant said was also said by Laplace. But whatever questions raised on Kant's hypothesis were eradicated by Laplace. How? He said, let us assume there was a disk which was already rotating and already hot and already contracting. He said there was a risk. He did not start from beginning. He said, let us assume there is a disk already rotating around its axis, already high temperature is there, ठीक है, and it is already contracting. And because of contraction and because of increasing velocity, one ring separated from the central dense material. Center में there is dense material because of differentiation, I have already told you, and the lighter material is outside. So this ring separated from the core material, and this ring concentrated into 9 planets when condensed or when cooled down, and the center became sun. So there was slight improvement. He tried to eradicate the question. He said we cannot answer those questions. So let us assume that the disk was already rotating somehow, the temperature was already increasing somehow, and the disk was also contracting at the same time. So it was just improvement on Kahn's hypothesis. ठीक है. अब क्या हुआ कि again scientific community researchers were also there. You need to remember one thing. Suppose I gave theories 200 years ago. I had limited knowledge and limited research was done at that time. So my theories were based on limited knowledge and limited researches. But as the time passed, new researches was done, new theories came in every aspect, in physics also, in chemistry also, in biology also. And when there are new theories, new aspects are there, new knowledge is there, new concepts are there. So your theory improvised, your knowledge improvised, you have much more knowledge, you have much more research to work on. So after some time, new theories started coming, and those new theories said there was not only one sun. They said the sun was already present, our sun, which was called proto-sun, This is our sun, proto-sun. ठीक है. New research was done. Theory का नाम है Planetesimal Hypothesis by Chamberlain, and one more theory was, this theory was supported by Jeans and Jeffrey, ठीक है, and their hypothesis, name of their hypothesis was tidal hypothesis, ठीक है. This all is given, has been given in the NCERT. So I am telling you the concept here, what the concept was. So this is proto-sun. After some time, what happened? Remember, sun is also a star, ठीक है, and there are other stars also in the universe. So before the formation of planets, the sun was proto-sun, it was young sun, and a star passed by. ठीक है. And when suppose this star is passing by, this is its course. This would be its course. ठीक है. Now again the same concept. We know both celestial bodies will exert what? Gravitational force on each other. They will try to attract each other. They will try to pull each other. But both have great mass. Not great mass, very great mass. ठीक है. So what happened? They were not able to pull each other. But according to these researchers, Chamberlain and this star, when it came closer, it started pulling some material. ठीक है. Some material it started pulling. It came closer. More material came. It came more close. More material came. इस तरीके से. And here it was the nearest to the sun. Very much matter came out. Then it started going farther. Then again matter is still coming out, but again since the gravitational pull is decreasing, so the matter coming out is still is forming in this form. When the star was here, this matter came out. When it came closer, this matter came out. When this came closer, this matter. When it was nearest, this matter came out. And when it started going further again, the quantity of matter which was ejected or which was extracted from the proto-sun also started decreasing. So the matter extracted from the proto-sun was in cigar shaped. Because at these ends, when the star was farthest point, less matter came out because gravitational pull was very least. And at this point, star was closest to the sun, so more matter came out. In other words, we can also say when the star passed by near the sun, it extracted some of the material from the sun because of gravitational pull. But that material was in the shape of cigar. Why? Because when the star was farthest to the sun, it was able to extract less material. When it was nearest to the sun, it was able to extract large material. Again, when it went far, it was able to extract less material. And this is the shape of our planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. यही तो है ना? And this cigar-shaped material condensed into 9 planets. Why I am saying again and again 9 planets? Because at that time there were 9 planets considered in our solar system. Pluto was also considered the part of our solar system. ठीक है? Clear? So this was called Planetesimal Hypothesis. Who gave it? Chamberlain. Similar hypothesis was given by James and Jeffrey. It was called tidal hypothesis. ठीक है? NCERT में it's been written, I think. ठीक है? तो similar hypothesis was given. Now there was another researcher. His name was Russell. He also gave the similar hypothesis, but he said the cigar-shaped material was not extracted from the sun, but it was extracted from the intruding star. So basically similar concept, but vice versa. They said the material was extracted from the protosun. Russell said the material was extracted from the intruding star. And these theories given by Chamberlain or tidal hypothesis by James and Jeffrey, and this binary theory by Russell. These theories are called binary theories because binary matlab two suns were there, 2 stars were there. So these are called binary theories, and also called intruding star theories. Intruding star theories. There was an intruding star. ठीक है? So these 3 theories were about intruding star. ठीक है? But there is a catch. Abhi I have told you about five theories. ठीक है? Different 2 kinds. One was based on Nebular Hypothesis. Another was based on intruding star. ठीक है? 2 concepts were there. But all these theories focus on origin of Earth only. Again, there were more researches, there were more knowledge, there were more concepts which were revealed to the scientific community. So now the scientists started thinking that we should not focus on the origin of Earth. We should focus on the origin of universe. If we focus on origin of universe, we will definitely know the origin of Earth, because the origin of Earth will be from the same process. This is common sense. घर में एक कमरा है, कमरा तभी तो बनेगा ना जब घर बनेगा. सेम कंसेप्ट अप्लाइड देयर. ठीक है? तो क्या हुआ? व्हाट हैपेंड देन? And when it comes to the origin of universe, the most widely accepted or most accepted theory is Big Bang theory. क्या है? Big Bang theory. I don't know what's happening with the board. The most accepted theory is Big Bang theory. ठीक है, we know this. The most accepted theory is Big Bang theory when it comes to the origin of the universe. Now, what does Big Bang theory says? Big Bang theory says that all the matter present in the universe was accumulated at one place. ठीक है? And again, I must explain you there. I must explain what would have happened, what they thought what would have happened. Again, there are 2 particles. All the matter existed at the same place. ठीक है? What is the matter? Dust and gases. Universe is made up of dust and gases only. तो dust है. Dust particles will start colliding. When they collided, now this time they didn't bounce. They attracted to each other and formed one larger particle. Now this larger particle has more gravitational pull because its mass has been increased. Now it will attract another particles. Mass will kept increasing, gravitational pull will kept increasing. ठीक है, तो all the matter accumulated at the same place and it is still exerting gravitational pull. All particles are exerting gravitational pull on each other. So matter is getting contracted. They are at one place, but still attracting each other. They are still pulling each other. So the density kept increasing. Density kept increasing. You know this. Temperature kept increasing. ठीक है. And the size kept decreasing. They say all the matter present in the universe accumulated at one place, and because of increasing density, कितनी increase हुई? We cannot calculate. Infinite density. Temperature, how much temperature raised? We don't know. Infinite. What was the size? Maybe smaller than this dot. And this point was called singularity. What was it called? Singularity. The whole the matter was present at singularity. So the theory postulates whole the matter in the universe was present at singularity, accumulated at singularity, with infinite density and infinite temperature. Now, after some time, the process is still on. Density is still decreasing. So it collapsed. And there was a blast, which was called Big Bang. What was it called? Big Bang. And whole the matter was scattered here and there, and universe was formed, billions of galaxies was formed. Inside those galaxies, billions of stars were formed and planets were formed. ठीक है. Whole process, how that matter cooled down, how that matter contracted, how the gravitation, what was the gravitational force was gravitational force still acting on them, what was their density, everything has been given in NCERT. We are not going to study here because it will take 2, 3, 4 hours, which is, I don't think it is necessary, and you don't fetch any questions from this topic. And NCERT it's been explained very in very good way, so you will understand. Plus, we are not here to teach you whatever has been written in NCERT. NCERT should be read by your own. You should read them, try to understand them. But the one thing I can assure you is, when you read NCERTs after taking my classes, you will understand them better. You will understand the concepts better and you will remember those concepts. Since I have told you about the origin of universe, if you study the NCERTs now, the process of formation of galaxies, then stars, then planets, then satellites, you will understand them in a better way. ठीक है? Clear हुआ? So now the Big Bang theory is also completed. After that, solar system formed. Solar system के बाद planets formed. Planets formed, then the Earth formed. And when the Earth was formed, it was not the same as it is today. There were no layerification on the Earth. There were no crust mantle core. Are you getting me? So we will read about the interior of the Earth. So next topic would be our interior of the Earth. Because Earth has formed, you will read in NCERT. After the formation of Earth has started evolving. And even the name of the chapter, first chapter in geography about the origin of Earth, is Origin and Evolution of Earth. Since Earth has been changing from its inception, from the day it has originated, and it will keep changing. We don't know till when, but it's still changing. Problem is, the changes are very slow. We in our lifetime cannot notice them. There is movement in Earth's crust, but it is like 2 centimeters a year, 4 centimeters a year. So we cannot notice that in our lifetime. ठीक है? So theory is complete. Now another topic will start in next class, will be interior of Earth. I hope you understand the class. We will meet in next class. Till then, thank you. All the best.